everyone, and welcome to the Mr.D's Family Hour. We're going to take a quick field trip today so we can go listen to the youth band at our off-site location. Introducing the youth band to play some Christian rock music, we have... Ready for this? This is horrible. We have Little Nicky J on the synthesizer. We have Mr. B on the vocals.
Thank you. We are the Christ guys.
The Christ
That's
guys.
our Christian youth band.
Don't forget Bible studies at 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
And we have Mr. Roger over here on the Bible. And today we have a couple things that we're going to go over. We're actually going to pop open a couple of Four Locos, this church sermon, so we can really get in the mood.
It's really not good after you just chugged how many 5-hour energies?
I think that 5-hour energies and Four Locos are actually like the perfect, supplements for a healthy life. I learned that from Joe Rogan, actually. So I am absolutely right and you're absolutely wrong.
Well, if it's from Joe Rogan, that's actually...
I think Joe Rogan has a pretty good grasp on life. I don't think he ever gets anything wrong in my books, so you're going to have a hard time fighting that one.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. How's everybody doing this wonderful Sunday evening?
I am trying to find someone to be my light because everyone keeps going dark.
Call
it not being fucking stingy and just buying a light or turning on the light in your room for once in your life.
Nah. Here.
How about you, Mr. B? How are you doing this evening?
I'm not too shabby, buddy. Of course, sad because of things we'll probably talk about later. And one of the reasons Roger is playing that game right now.
Yeah, his undivided attention is going towards this game, so he can really
undivided attention.
But yeah.
Yeah, some coworkers at my new job, they are really excited for the new Fallout show, which it makes me really excited because they've watched the trailers and I haven't, and they're like, dude, they're trying to convince me and get me to watch them. I'm like, no, I'm going in blind, and they're saying it looks pretty awesome. So
it does.
I'm pretty hyped for it.
It's going to be really, really good.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's going to be good. I do think it's going to be good, but the trailer kind of gives me I don't know, it gives me off vibes. I don't know. It's like a 50-50. It could be really good. It could not be really good. I'm not really convinced by the trailer alone.
I have faith because it is the same guys that made The Boys. So that's why I have faith in it being good.
See, I never even watched that, so I don't really have any.
Oh, dude,
it is
you are
good.
missing
I need to,
out.
Find a place for this light. What's going on right here?
Isn't that a superhero thing? Isn't it
it is, yes, and it is phenomenal.
Basically,
is it just like is it a standoff thing? Is it like a is it based off anything?
It's just a parody of.
It's based off a comic book, actually.
Oh, it's based off a comic book.
Yes, but the comic book, they aren't exactly 100% to the comic book. They make a bunch of creative changes that honestly, there's a mass agreement that the show is better than the comics. Because
that's the first right there.
Yeah.
Most people would say the opposite.
Oh, they are fully it's better. Which I agree. I think it's better.
I was going to say, I think the series as a whole is just a parody anyways of superheroes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's basically if superheroes actually existed in this world, because it would be corrupt and all that stuff.
I gotta know something real fast before we continue this conversation. Nick, are you pointing a flashlight toward yourself and
I am, because
is that what's happening right now? I just wanted to make sure.
You could just get a light. Come on.
I've been trying to find a good place for this light, and I couldn't find a good place.
Your flashlight?
Not any flashlight. The flashlight on my phone.
Oh, okay. That
Oh.
makes it a little bit better, but not much. I thought you
Does
had like a
it?
flashlight from like work that you just fucking had like propped up on a counter.
I was about to say it could just hit us with like a.
I don't know where my actual flashlight
Oh
is.
goodness, you've become grossly incandescent.
I've never been
I
called
like
that
to
before,
be.
Roger. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's how I
It's
like
first for everything.
Oh, both Mr. D and Nick. There is a artist that Roger and I had the pleasure of listening to yesterday.
Who's that?
That
Yeah.
I think you both need to take a look. The guy's
Is
name
it Lizzo?
Absolutely not. His name is Louis Zong. You can find all of his music on a website called Bandcamp. His most recent album is called Rat Taxi.
Gotcha. Is it dubstep?
No, and he has, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Is
5,
it electronic
6,
music?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
What kind of music is it? Let us know. I don't care how many tracks are on the fucking track.
24, 25.
How many
26,
tracks are on the
I'll
track?
tell you, it's a lot of funk and like classic jazz.
34, 35.
Gotcha.
Funky jazz.
He has like probably over 100 albums.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
shit, man. He just never stops, then that's pretty fucking
And-
insane.
He makes
All-
animations too.
All of them are really good. Like
He has a YouTube channel.
Rat Taxi. Like I'm gonna ask this man if we can use his music because it is good.
Phenomenal. Chef's kiss.
He's got a
Beautiful.
song called Cheesy Street that is just great.
Hell yeah.
My camera's like really not liking my flashlight. It keeps
No, it's
going
not.
out of focus.
I think the coolest thing an artist has ever done in our history, like us as young people history, is that Lizzo. Remember that one time that she hired a bunch of like thicker like women to like go on tour with her to be like her dancers and stuff like that, and then they ended up not being able to do it and like suing her a bunch of money.
What there was
Well,
a
they sued her
reason
because she was
why-
a piece of crap.
Yeah, and like
Well,
apparently
what did she do?
Apparently she did like some not very appropriate things.
Well, that could be a whole like color book of things. That's not doesn't really narrow it down.
As far as I know, she like, I think what some of the dancers said, like she created a very hostile environment, belittling like all the dancers and like shaming them because they weren't big like her and that kind of stuff. And
Let's see here. The dancers claim while on tour, Lizzo invited them to a nude performance club in Amsterdam and went out of fear of losing their jobs. While there, the
I
lawsuit
see.
claims that Lizzo began leading a chant to get Davis, whoever that is, I'm guessing
Fucking
one of the
Davis, man.
performers, to touch one of the performers' breasts.
That's okay. That's a lot different of a situation than what I thought it was. That's like a whole different thing, man.
she is not a good person.
Absolutely not.
Sometimes I like that energy though in that music. It just makes me want to take my shirt off and just dance around a lot. So
Does it?
I'm a fan of the music. I mean, you don't have to be a fan of the person to be a fan of the music. So whatever.
Yeah, you got a point.
Michael Jackson did a lot of bad things, and I still like Thriller. On Halloween, I like to dance to that.
Thank you for your live rendition.
And it's what I'm here for. They call me the music guy,
That's right.
That whole I don't know, that whole situation with Michael Jackson, it makes me it's like weird because like I'll listen to some TikToks and stuff like that, which I know it isn't very good information, but then I'll be like believing, oh, he was just a really good guy. You know what I'm saying? He missed out on his childhood and stuff. And then some of the stuff I hear, I'm like, oh, that, maybe he did something bad. But
just maybe.
you can never really know. I mean, that stuff's pretty hidden away. Kind of like the untalked about island we're not going to discuss on here. But anyways, how's everybody?
Real subtle.
You're on a one-way course to like being canceled before you even
What
get
do you
there.
mean? Everybody talks about.
it's
Have
usually
you
Nick.
listened? Have you listened to a
know.
Joe Rogan podcast? They talk about everything on there. They actually even say some racist stuff on there.
they
I don't
can
really know how
afford
they're
to.
protected about that. I really don't. What do you mean they can afford to? Do you think they actually get like sued for that shit?
There have probably been people who have tried, I imagine.
I mean, I can imagine. You're right.
Hate crime. It's a real easy one.
Did you guys see?
Easy one. I'm sorry, that got me for some reason. Hey, Craig, it's really easy to go down that slope.
Yeah,
you don't want to. Don't even attempt it.
Hate crime
Not
is an
from
easy
personal
one.
experience. I wouldn't know. Just saying. It's a slippery slope.
I know you guys
Nowadays.
probably don't give a shit about this, but did you see that whole Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight coming up? I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh yeah.
I hope Jake Paul gets annihilated in that ring.
Oh, I guarantee he will.
I really hope he does. I do feel. I kind of feel bad for Mike Tyson because
Dude, that man has
Man,
too much pride to be bribed by money to lose. He will
I
will
hope he knocks
remake
him out.
history again. He will bite that man's ear off. I guarantee it. He is going to rewrite his history. He's going to do it again.
I fully believe that.
Is that like illegal in the ring? Can you actually bite somebody's
Yes,
ear off?
Very.
you're not allowed to bite people. What is this question?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he did it, and he's really
Are
famous
you
for it.
allowed to bite people in boxing?
Did it really negatively affect him? Let's be real here, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Did it though? I mean, look
Didn't he
at him now.
spend jail time for it?
Did
He's
I'm not
been like he's stated multiple times on how like his mindset back then was like awful and like he's afraid to go back to that point in life. That's one of the reasons why like he stopped boxing.
You see, you say that, but I mean, we had video surfaced up a while ago of him beating that guy up on the fucking plane.
That's the beast of him. Let it out. Let it out.
That's the
It's
beast
in the
within.
past. It's like a month old, man. I don't know. I mean, you're kind of violent, Blake. You beat people up sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
If you-
yeah, no,
yeah,
every
yeah,
time
no,
I see
I mean,
you, it's
it-
on site. I physically,
I know.
it's on site when I see you. I
Speaking
I
of
can
the-
spot you from a mile away like a predator.
I kind of feel like out of the four of us, you would be the one to throw hands before anybody else. That's what I'm saying. I think you're the
Hey,
alpha male.
hey, to
You got
protect
your
my
hat
boys.
on backwards.
Well, it's because my company's logo's on the back of this. I don't want it to be seen.
I mean, that's a good.
Yeah, I mean, fair
shout
enough.
there.
Is that a Nike hat?
Yeah, it's a.
You
they
work for
gave us-
Nike?
Yes, I work for Nike.
Yep.
The secret's out. I am
Completely
actually.
forgot about the logo on the back too.
I've been hiding this from you guys. My last name is not my last name. It's actually Nike. I am Blake Nike.
Fuck
Blake
yeah,
Nike.
man.
Blake
Oh,
Nike.
yeah.
You know, if we ever end up changing our names, that's what I'm changing my name to. Like all those performers,
Nike.
Blake Nike.
I don't know if you legally can.
Yeah, you can.
You just
you?
put one of those little fancy symbols above the E. It'll be okay.
Does that actually work?
The
Is that
I don't know what
One of
they're
them
called.
fancy symbols, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what they're called, man. I just know they're fancy.
They're an accent mark.
See
if you
what I
put an
mean?
accent mark
Fancy.
like above something, does that make it like not copyrighted?
It's Mickey Mouse.
Exactly. It's not Mickey Mouse. It's McKay.
It's legally distinct.
That's right.
I thought it was fucking hilarious whenever like the Mickey Mouse thing, like it was free use or whatever, but everybody didn't do their research into it, and then they actually just posted like all of the like newer Mickey Mouses. They're like, no, motherfucker, it's Steamboat Willie, you
Really,
jackass.
it's just Steamboat
What are you doing?
Yeah.
But you know, you got people like me and Nick that just look at like the headlines and don't actually research anything.
So you're the problem.
I
Yeah, I'm
did
the
that
problem.
one time.
You did that multiple times in your entire. Don't say you did that one time.
I've done that one time actively.
You know how
on the
much
podcast.
fucking footage we have like of this podcast where I could probably prove you wrong if I spent enough time doing it.
I literally read a whole article about the proper way to wipe your ass on this podcast. What do you mean?
I don't want to. I don't.
Right,
even
well,
wanna do
let's
that.
not do that.
You guys are scaring me.
I'm always scared.
Yo, are you guys gonna buy the Star Wars Battlefront re-release, the classic ones?
No, because I'm not a fucking loser, dog.
But it's got mass multiplayer.
I'm only going to say
Me,
no
I'm loser.
because I already own it, and I just would not play it. I would
I just-
spend the
I'll-
$40 to get it and not play it.
I just
$40.
want. I want. It's 35, I think.
Close.
I just want to play Star Wars with the boys. That's it.
It would be fun.
You had your
Very
freaking
fun.
chance, dude. I mean, there was all kinds of Battlefronts out there. We all played them at one point, and you didn't want to you don't want to play them.
What are you talking about?
You want to know why? Because Battlefront isn't that good after about 3 days of playing
It's
it.
still fun.
The old ones are great.
And it's the old ones. Sure.
I play the old ones all the time. I used to play the PC version, but modded with Tyler for a bit. That was a lot of fun.
What's
Whenever
the
I-
most outrageous mod that you had on there?
We had like an entire. You know how in Battlefront 2 there's the campaign
Yeah.
that you can play online with people. We had an entirely different campaign centered around like Kit Fisto instead. It was a lot of fun.
They added Kit Fisto to the game, I believe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think he was already like
It was.
an
It was.
unused character. They didn't actually
Yeah.
remake him. They just decided they didn't want him locked again.
Yeah. They have him and Asajj Ventress,
Yeah.
I believe.
That's another character that they didn't finish the first time.
Yeah, and apparently they added like a bunch of maps.
I always like
maps.
I always like that Steam Workshop thing where you get like all those like mods off of there. I remember whenever like me and Nick loaded up Left 4 Dead 2 and
Oh
I
my
was just
gosh.
playing with a fucking Halo ODST fucking
It was a
SWAT
pretty
team.
crazy time.
The fucking the big guys that chased after you were like
were
Shrek, and I was like, what the fuck happened to this game?
Wasn't there something with the hot dog too? Like there was there was the jumpers. They were hot dogs. Those are like the things that jump on
Hot
you.
dog.
They were just a giant hot dog. They like jumped on you.
You ever been jump scared by a glizzy?
Not until I installed it.
That's the damn title.
Upcoming video question mark?
We should play Left 4 Dead 2.
That would
would
be a
be fun.
blast.
Only
that
if
would
we
be a
have
good
glizzy
time.
hunters.
Glizzy. Huh?
Absolutely. You know what? That's what we're gonna call the series. It's gonna be
Glizzy
Glizzy Hunters.
hunters.
Hell yeah.
A Left 4 Dead series.
I like the subtitle. Gotta really quantify it.
Yeah, I have to, man.
I might quantify it.
It's not available. What?
Do you guys think you would fare? Do you guys think you would fare in like a glizzy competition?
I am your light!
What were you saying, Mr. D?
Nothing. That was stupid. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
What'd
it.
you say?
No, what'd you say? No, what'd you say?
I got blinded. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say, how many glizzies could you eat in a food competition? Do you think you could down like 100 of them? Do you think you'd win?
At least two.
No, I
If it
couldn't.
was without bread,
without, no, I still couldn't. I know I couldn't win.
you couldn't, or you wouldn't try.
No, I would try, but I know for a fact that I would not win. That is not up my alley at all.
Why do you sound disgusted by it? I feel like there's like some underlying
Childhood trauma.
feelings about
Because
this.
I'm disappointed in myself because I know I can't, even as hard as I try.
So you really want to be able to, is what you're saying.
I want to be the world champion for glizzy eating, Mr. D. It's been a lifelong dream since I was 8, and it's never been fulfilled. Nick sat by my side as I passed out one night from eating so many glizzies.
True story.
See, what I think we should do is I think we should go to one of those like pizza shops that like do that like major like big ass pizza challenge.
Okay, that I may be able to do.
And I think that we should like try to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think we should really try to down that
Just
pizza.
get all the boys together.
You need to let me know like 36 hours ahead of time so I can like skip out on
Yeah, just
6
clear
meals.
stomach. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I look at it and I'm like, that isn't that hard to do. But then I'm like, fucking like 5 slices in, you're probably really miserable.
Yeah, because usually it's like you can get like yourself, and isn't like 2 or 3 of your friends can help you depending on like what the meal is.
I'm pretty sure. it's
Cece's
usually
has a
just 2.
challenge, a
I don't
pizza
think they let
challenge.
you do more than that.
Really?
Yeah, Cece's has a pizza challenge.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. I watched 2 guys do it.
I want to.
Okay, was it their own challenge or was it actually Cece's?
No, it was
pizza
an
challenge?
actually Cece's pizza challenge.
Huh?
Did you just read like a title
No,
of a YouTube video? Did
It
you actually
was
watch it?
it was a TikTok that I watched. I sat here and wasted.
Oh, it's a
like,
TikTok. It's
30
even
minutes.
better.
I wasted 30 minutes of my life watching the different parts of these guys devouring the CC's Pizza Challenge. I'm
Ooh.
about to look this thing up.
That actually reminds me of what you just said about TikTok. The U.S. House just passed a bill that could ban TikTok.
Well, the U.S.
they ain't
House
doing
doesn't
it.
care about fucking entertainment.
What it is? Let me get Time Magazine.
They're just tasting their tail with that. They've already done it. So yeah,
Where's this?
learn how to win a pizza eating challenge at CC's Pizza, a 2-person team event that offers prizes from $300 to $2,500. Find out
Are you
the
serious?
rules, the risks, and the stories of winners and losers in this fun and challenging competition.
Dude, I think that
CC's
we
would
have
be
a
easy
really good
because
chance.
all their stuff is thin crust. So CC's would be easy.
Well, maybe it's not for the challenge.
So
It's a big pizza though.
we could do it. I know we could do it.
28 inches.
We got it. We got it.
Blake, I have a question for you because we're on this, and this is actually a question I have written down in my notes. And this actually relates to
Look at you being organized. I like that.
So, but I just like interviewing you on a personal level. What pizza topping do you relate to the most, and why?
Do I relate to the most?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a hard
What kind
question.
of question is that?
What's your answer to it, Bucko? While he's thinking,
How do I relate to a pizza topping?
you're supposed to.
Am I
Am
just supposed to like look at a pizza and be like, man, that pizza's me?
No, you're supposed to relate to a fucking topping. That was the question.
He got you there, bud.
Well, you see, while you're thinking about it, and I know it's a really hard thing for you to think about. mine's actually pineapple because I'm sweet, and I match well with salty, and not many people like me, but the people who do are the real ones, and here you guys are. So I'm a pineapple guy. I relate to pineapple the most.
Well, this is unfortunate
pineapple
for you.
guy.
I don't like pineapple on pizza.
Well, fuck
is like
you.
Is this like a Pickle Rick thing? I turned myself into a pineapple, guys.
I'm Pineapple D.
Edit will be coming soon of that. Note to future Blake right there.
Man, you really just can't think of it.
I don't want to go just the basic route on it. But
Like a pepperoni?
I keep thinking pepperoni.
Yeah, okay. You're greasy.
So yeah, I'm a greasy boy.
Everyone's favorite.
I'm a greasy boy. To some people, I can have a little bit of bite, a little bit of attitude.
Uh-huh.
But to some people, like you boys can tolerate it. And you just have a good
like spicy?
yeah, some people see it as spicy, which I don't understand,
See,
but that's
Hold
I know
on.
that's a
There's
thing.
different pepperoni. That's why some of it's spicy and
Yeah.
some of it's not. There's different pepperoni. So it
That's a
depends
good
on where
point.
you go. I have learned this the hard way because I have had pepperoni that I'm like, damn, that's got some kick to it. And there's other pepperoni. I'm like, damn,
I just
this is
like
just
all pepperonis.
greasy meat.
Greasy
meat.
Just greasy meat. Now the real question, I have to ask is brick oven pizza, or just like what kind of pizza am I on?
You're on a deep dish fucking
don't like
Chicago
deep-
pizza.
I don't like deep dish.
Well, what's your favorite fucking pizza, you picky ass?
I like
person?
a good like brick oven pizza.
Oh, well, then you're on a brick oven pizza, and you're a chicken
Fucking
nugget
love
because you're
frozen
so
pizza,
fucking
man.
basic that you don't like anything
Frozen
else.
pizza is
Dude.
great.
What are those? I don't remember what they were. My mom would always make them for me. Like they're those square pizzas.
Pizza rolls?
Totino's pizza.
Yeah, dude, I would eat those all the time as a kid.
Those hit different, man. They really do. They like
really
that.
do.
They're
You can just bite the corner and just eat
Yeah,
it like it's a
man.
sandwich.
See, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's the thing. I wouldn't relate to a topping. I would just relate to a Totino's pizza. That's what I relate to. You know?
because
Yeah,
you're short
I get
and
that.
small.
No. Because I'm just
But
everyone's
packed
favorite
full
guy.
of flavor.
I'm just
packed
everyone's
full of
favorite
flavor.
guy. You know, everyone
kinda-
loves Totino's pizza. So, you know,
Kind of
everyone loves it.
narcissistic, isn't it?
You know what? You know, I try to answer your question. Okay? And this is what I get. This is like, oh, your answer's wrong. Your answer's
Well,
rude. You know,
I didn't think you were gonna like just say that everybody loves you. I didn't think that
Nick,
was.
I have
you
a
boys-
I have a valid argument against that.
Okay, go have your.
I
argument.
already know what he's going to say too.
Yeah.
there's a very specific man in our lives that hates my guts.
With so much. No way we've never told you this.
Okay,
No, you
so I'm
haven't.
gonna give you the story. If you can't guess who it is by the end of the story,
Okay.
we'll tell you.
Well, I'm excited for the story.
It was one of the first few. It's whenever Blake first moved to Richmond, and he had his first apartment.
I'm
I
gonna
thought
put the
it'd
video. If I can get it to work, I'm gonna put the video in the podcast.
Yeah,
but I
the
can figure it
video
out.
would be a lot better than me telling the story. But anyways, so this person was going to come up and visit Blake, because they missed him and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, what would be funny if
Well, specifically, this person was coming to help me fix my dryer, which is broken.
yeah.
Okay.
So what I did was, what would be funny if I hid in the dryer, and when I opened it up, to their surprise, I was in the dryer.
Like as in the drum where you put your clothes.
Yeah. So I crawled in this dank, dark, very cramped dryer, and I sat there and wait. And it was like maybe 5-10 minutes of being cramped up in this dryer, and finally they're like, all right, well, let's check out this dryer. They open the door, see me in there, and I'm like, surprise, and they just slammed the door right in my face before I could even finish getting the surprise out.
Oh, I wish they turned it on.
And ever since then, I've never heard an individual have so much malice for Nick. Besides this person. Can you take a wild
Who the
guess
hell
it is?
can fit in a dryer? That's like a really tight spot.
Lil Nicky
You're
J
looking
can.
at him.
I
Little
have
Nicky
for-
J, and what was that one magician's name? Not Michael.
Abracadabra?
No,
Abracadabra.
Did you say Michelangelo?
no,
Oh.
I definitely did not.
Didn't you say Michelangelo? Isn't he a fucking Ninja Turtle dude?
The
That's what I was
Who,
thinking, man.
the Owl guy. What's his name?
The Who, the owl guy.
It was something to do with an owl. Like his name was had something to do with an owl or something like that. Or he had him like
Google it.
I don't know. I can't remember. Who? Actually, that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, he's got the clicky clacky keyboard. Listen in, zoom in, enhance.
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 Where is this? I'm in the right.
Houdini. That's who it is.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Really? You couldn't
you
remember
serious?
Houdini?
That's why I said the
Christ.
Who, because it was something with an owl. Houdini.
It's not.
Houdini.
It has nothing to do with an owl.
Who?
My God.
Owls go who?
My God, man.
Oh,
What is
Dylan,
wrong with you?
Dylan, you know what? A picture of lettuce just came onto my phone.
Oh, what a wonderful
Lettuce?
kitty.
Yeah. Dylan
Yeah.
had a kid named Lettuce.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember lettuce.
This was a good little kid.
I love black cats because you can just say every black cat you see is actually the cat that you
That's my
had.
cat.
It just never dies, you know what I'm saying? Always
here.
lives on.
Oh,
I do have I have another question for you boys. You ready?
Why can't I find it? Yeah. Yes.
Nick, what's your favorite comfort food? I really want to know more about you. I'm just interested in this.
If it's not Chinese food, I would probably say Philly cheesesteaks.
As a comfort food? Like you're
Yes.
crying and you're eating that at the same time kind of thing?
I love Philly cheesesteak.
Do you
If
just like
there's
the
one
cheese?
meal that can put me in heaven, it's Philly cheesesteak or Chinese.
I mean,
food.
yeah.
Nick, do you remember if this was post or pre Pink Suit?
This was pre-pink
It's a
suit.
very important question to be asking
I
out of
think.
context.
Yes,
That's
this
what
was
I thought.
pre-pink suit.
That's what I thought. I can't find it.
Unless it is
You can
post
look for
pink
it
suit.
later, buddy.
I don't think it's post Pink Suit.
I don't think it is either, but it may be. My
I'm
memory's
struggling to
terrible.
find it. I'll have to find it and just crop an image of you in the dryer in there.
Yeah.
Shame. It was
Oh, yeah,
really
I like
funny.
I like how at this point, like all around your screen is just a big blur for me. Like I can see things going on.
Yeah, it's just a
Check out
big old
what's
wacky
happening.
blur.
Yeah.
Who do you think it is, Mr. D?
Oh, I have no idea.
It is my father.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your dad. You jump scared his dad?
No, there was no jump scare.
Yeah, there was no jump scare. He just looked at me, and before I could even, get out surprise, he just whipped that door right back in my face.
How'd that make you feel to get rejected like that?
I don't know. I just kind of live with it at this point, so I kind of don't remember what it feels like.
I was never the same afterwards.
Yeah. I just kind of learned to live with it, so I don't remember what it was like before that moment.
I'm glad it shaped your character, man.
It really has.
I have the pink suit videos, but I don't have the washer video.
What's your favorite comfort food, Blake?
Can it be food or can it be a drink or is it like strictly food?
I mean, I guess it could be a drink, but it can't be alcoholic.
My comfort drink is an ale 8.
An ale 8?
An ale 8.
You like feeling fizzy?
It makes me feel fizzy. Comfort food? Which I haven't had this in a long time. I would probably say popcorn.
That's
It
strange.
just reminds me of when I was a kid. Because like my mom would just make me a bag of popcorn. Like I'd be sitting there playing video games with you guys, and then she would just make me a bag of popcorn, put it in a little bowl for me, and bring it to me. So
That's
it's
cute.
just that's just I think there's some memories to that. And I'd also my dad and I would like go to the movies together like all the time, and we'd always get popcorn. Like I cannot go to the movies without getting popcorn now because of that man.
Well, that kind of makes me think of a scientific question to that. Is like, so this is something that I've never really thought about, but I really kind of want to know. So they have cornfields, right? And it gets
Yeah.
really hot in the summer, right? So why don't you just have a field full of popcorn?
Because it's a different type of corn.
What kind of corn is it?
Popcorn.
Can you not grow popcorn? Is that not a thing?
Can you not grow up? Nick is researching right now.
So, let's see. So, popcorn is a variety of corn kernels. That doesn't explain what kind of.
That pop. So it's a variety.
No, it's not like corn, not like the ale corn you see.
It's not corn. It's just corn.
Yeah.
Well, this just doesn't make any sense to me. Where do they get popcorn seeds from then?
Well, that's what I'm trying to look. Well, they're not seeds. It's like. Hold on.
Skimming the headlines. Really working your brain muscle tonight. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm getting such a headache from having to do all this thinking.
It's okay, buddy. It gets better. I really can't. I'm not gonna sing that. I don't know why I started to break out in the song there. In other news, to finish my the TikTok thing.
Yeah.
There is a company within them called like Byte something, and that company I believe has to leave. Or here wait, yeah. So TikTok has to be spun off of this company called ByteDance, and ByteDance, which I'm guessing is the company that owns TikTok, has roughly 5 months to sell TikTok from the day the bill was passed. And if it's not completed by that time, then it's going to be illegal for the App Store operators, so like Apple and Google, to make it available for download.
Why do they have to sell it again?
The main issue is like,
Why can't I not?
so it's a Chinese company, and there's been a lot of like speculation about the company ByteDance, like using, like giving the information like of the United States, like data, to the Chinese government. So like intelligence and stuff like that. And so I think that's what they're trying to stop.
Basically, it's a bunch of old people that don't understand technology. Like, if you watch, I know, like, I don't know if they did like a whole like recording of this go around with the court session and stuff, but like the last time, it's literally just old people like did not understand technology or the internet or anything. It was quite literally like it was hard to watch because it's just like, how can you not how can you be so uneducated with something that you use every day?
Well, I think it.
Oh, go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
I think like a lot of the like I don't know interesting things that come of that is like you have a lot of like the older people like passing these kinds of laws and stuff like that, and most of like our future is like a technology based future anyways, and they're like fucking like 70, 80, and they don't really know much about it, but they're the people like deciding like the laws and the regulations on this kind of stuff. So it's kind of interesting that we would be putting that into their hands. But I don't know.
That's
All right.
that's just a tunnel. I don't even know if we can go down.
I'm tired of freaking looking about what kind of popcorn is made out of. Because I can't get a straight answer. It's just like, oh, there's, you can use this corn and this corn. It's like, what kind of corn is it, though? There's different breeds of corn.
It's just corn.
But there's, like, different types of corn.
Y'all fucking have literally just seriously just fucking literally made me sound smart because literally I said corn in a field. It's just corn. So why does the corn pop?
The specific variety of corn used for making popcorn is known as Zea maize everta. Unlike other types of corn, which are harder kernels, popcorn has a hard, moisture-sealed hull that surrounds a dense pocket of starch and a small amount of water. When heated, the moisture inside the kernel turns to steam, building pressure until the hull ruptures, causing the kernel to explode and puff up into a fluffy, edible snack.
But they grow that in a field, right?
Why does popcorn...
I just want to know if there's a field somewhere full of popcorn in the summer. That's all I want to know.
Well, it's not like it just fucking shows up. Like, they grow it somewhere.
Popcorn pops when the moisture inside the kernel turns to steam. However, on a hot day, the ambient air temperature is already high, which means that there is less of a temperature difference between the inside and outside of the kernel when it is heated.
Well, okay, thank you. I appreciate
So
it.
I think
My questions have been solidified. I know everything now. I'm good.
So I
Thank you very
think it's
much.
a no to your question.
Stay in your lane, bud. Couldn't even figure it out. You fucking search Google, couldn't even figure out my answer. But Blake over here, our actual researcher, knows what he was doing, and he actually completed the task. So thank you.
Because I was looking up something complete. Okay, listen, pal,
Getting
Bucko.
defensive here.
I wasted 10 minutes of my life to look up what kind of corn popcorn is for you. And here you are ungrateful that I wasted my time to try and answer your question.
You ungrateful.
Ungrateful, Mr. D.
I'm ungrateful. It took 10 fucking minutes for you to find nothing. That's what I'm ungrateful
Yeah,
for.
I tried, okay? I may have not have, looked that as hard as Blake, but I tried, okay?
I don't care. You sit over there and you just worry about whatever you just grow your brain cells a little bit more and then we can talk. Anyways, I have another question for you, Nick, actually, because you actually have some really good opinions that I really value.
Didn't you just tell him to be quiet?
No, I didn't. That was my other personality coming out. Anyways, what opinion have you?
That was the
changed
old
over time?
Mr. D. That was the old Mr. D.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like Mike Tyson, he too has an inner beast.
Anyways, back to normal. What's an opinion you've had over that hat? Oh, Jesus Christ! I need to get that out.
It's the
My
5-hour
brain's
kicking
actually
in.
having issues doing that. The 5-hour energy. Yeah. What's an opinion you've had over time that has changed?
But choose your words carefully.
Yeah.
That is actually a pretty tough one.
RoboCop.
No. Not RoboCop. RoboCop's still pretty cool.
Nothing at all?
I would say probably music. Honestly.
Elaborate.
So younger me, high school me, I listened to rock and only, rock. Not even like all rock, just like alternative rock. You know. And like me now, it's like I listen to everything. I listen Britney Spears, Queen, Tyler the Creator. I'm all over the place. Tyler Childers.
A lot of Tylers.
Well, there's a lot of Tylers. So I would say, like, my opinion of music has changed. I've learned to appreciate, the variety that's out there. So I'd say that's probably like my biggest opinion change.
Fair enough. I get that. That makes sense. What about you, Blake? You've had time to think about this question. I was coming to you next. You knew I was going to, so figured you'd be prepping over there for your SAT.
No, I wasn't prepping.
Still looking at corn.
still looking at corn facts right now.
I'm going to buy you some time to think, Blake. Roger, you are very behind on all these questions. You have not given an answer for any of these questions.
Have these questions been posed to me?
They are opposed to everyone.
Have they been asked to me specifically?
I didn't think you wanted to be asked any questions, I'm going to be honest, so I just didn't ask
that's
you.
a smart man right there. He knows what I'm doing right now.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be the not smart guy, and I'm going to ask you all these questions again and make you answer. With the first one being, what pizza topping do you relate to?
I don't relate to any because I don't like pizza. You know this.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. He does not like pizza. Second question.
You can flame me in the comments that I'm un-American, that I don't like an Italian dish.
Second question. What is your comfort food?
My comfort food, the food where I eat when I'm sad and upset about something.
The food that just makes you feel right at home, comfortable, that brings you happiness or joy, whatever kind of mood you're in.
Oh, Dylan knows this one. It's pancakes.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, my dad would make me the best pancakes. My grandma would make me the best pancakes. Miss Kathy from where I went to college would make me the best pancakes. All the nicest people in the world to me would make me pancakes when I was upset.
I feel like throughout everybody's life, I feel like everybody has like an old Miss Kathy in their life.
Oh, dude, she was just the sweetest lady. She called me Sugar.
Mine was one of the cafeteria ladies from our high school.
Miss Kathy?
No, like the ones that like the ladies when you go to the end of the line, like how they have like that little.
She remembered your number and would always like give you something. I know which one exactly you're talking about.
She always have, like, I would never have to tell her my number. I would just walk up to her and be like, "Hey, I'm grabbing this," and she'd be like, "Okay," or she would just like slip me extra stuff, like, under the rug kind of deal.
Yeah.
And
under the rug. I don't know if you want to eat something that's been under the rug.
It adds flavor. And like
protein.
And my absolute favorite, and I don't know like why, but at one point, I don't know if you guys remember this, they made cookies. They made chocolate chip and sugar cookies. I don't know if they made them there or if they were frozen or what the deal was, but they were the best cookies I have like ever had. And I was obsessed with the sugar cookies. And no matter what, she would always save me a bag, like underneath, like behind her register. She would always save me a bag, no matter what.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
She was a sweetheart. And I actually worked with her daughter when I worked at an after-school program. It was good times.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now I believe you had one more question for me.
What was the third question, Mr. D?
Wow, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What's an opinion you've had that has changed over time?
Yeah, let me say, oh yeah. And then immediately was like, I still don't remember it. You know what my opinion is, Nick?
What? That's changed
I
over
used to
time.
think that you knew what you were fucking doing, and now I don't.
You know, I used to have that same opinion. I could agree on that one.
What about you, Mr. B? You've had all this time to think of yours.
I have. I would say, compared to like me in high school versus me now, like me in high school was very much like, how do I put this? Like the way I view, and I guess have an opinion on, not, I guess nerd culture as a whole, if that makes sense. Like, I remember growing up, I was like, like, I'm a band nerd, but like, I can't, like, I can't go and enjoy the things I like or the stuff that I want to get into. Like, for example, D&D. That was something that I like thought was like, oh, that's stupid and that's for nerds. But then I did it one time and I got really, really into it, and now I'm really, really into it. So I guess just like, how do I put this?
He didn't want to be a loser.
No, it's
That's exactly what it sounds like.
like not allowing myself to not try something just because I think something of it or I used to think something of it. Like, for example, like if my friends really like it a lot, like a bunch of my friends, and they would want me to get into it, a lot of like old like nah, but now I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I have
Fair
a question
enough.
for you, my dear friend.
Yes. No. I know what you're gonna say. We have had this battle.
Ask him.
Well, you
I
said
wanna
you give it a shot.
I've given it a try.
know. What is
And
it?
Destiny 2.
Oh, I knew. Okay.
Minute.
I don't miss a beat.
You got me all
Would you like to
red.
play Magic at some point, though?
I will absolutely do that. That'd be fun.
What about you, Mr. D? What's the opinion of yours that has changed over time?
Wow, I really didn't think this would come back on me.
We're
you
bringing
will.
it back on you because you've been slacking on answers too.
Hey,
MF.
you have had this entire time to think
Yeah,
about this.
you've had this
You've had plenty of
full time to think.
Roger, you got me heated. My cheeks are red.
Well,
Destiny really brings out the worst in people.
It does.
whenever I was younger, I used to think that, like, I don't know if everybody really kind of thinks like this because I don't really talk about it to many people, but like you kind of think we live at a weird time, and I kind of thought that the future was never really going to happen. Like, I didn't really think that we were going to make it this far. I thought the world was going to end like
He
way
thought the movie
before I got into
2020
my 20s.
He thought 2012 was like actually going to happen.
No, I really did. I was like, this is going to happen. I don't even have to worry about like doing good in school or anything like that. Just enjoy your life. You're not going to make it that far. And,
It's really pessimistic.
well, I don't know. I kind of grew up in like a Southern Baptist church, and they always like nailed it into my head that like it was the time that like Christ was going to come back, and it's going to happen like next month, and you don't really have that much time to like.
He said it was going to be next month.
No, they just acted like it could be at any moment, like it could be tomorrow. So there's no reason.
I was going to
like-
say, if they're in there screaming, the end times have come, repent your sins, that wasn't a church, buddy. That was a cult.
No, but I mean, you know what I mean. But that kind of got into my head, and I thought, you don't really have to like plan for the future. You just gotta, enjoy your time at the moment. And so, not recently, but a while ago, and when I was 18 or sort of, I kind of grew out of that. It's changed over time. I've changed my view on that because when I was younger, I didn't really think we'd make it into our older years. So that's a view of mine that's changed over time, which I thought you guys might find interesting.
Well, guess what, buddy? We're going to be old as fuck.
And that's really like kind of sad, man. I think I would rather the world end whenever we're like 30. I don't think I want to
No,
live.
there's
I don't
going to be
wanna live till
someday in
I'm
the
80.
future you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh no, it's happened. I smell like an old man. Oh, God.
Whenever I'm
There
an old
was-
man, I want my kids just to put me in a cabin in the middle of nowhere and just let me die off.
There was
Just
a
sit there and
scientist. There's a scientist talking about how like as we get older and like as we get more advanced in medicine and stuff, like for every year you lose, you gain back a year, because it's gonna, like, here in like 15 years or so, like that's where we're gonna be at. And they said that, like, really in all reality, the human body doesn't just like die off. There's nothing that has like an end, like it's not going to work anymore past this state kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And in my head, I just don't see how that's possible, considering, like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like we deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're like going to live till you're 120, you're going to be like a pile of fucking molecules by the time you're 120. There's no way you'd want to live till you're that old.
I've seen some old people that get around quite well. You'd be surprised. It really just depends on how you take care of yourself.
Yeah, he said it was all about how you take care of yourself, and you know that, like, the nutrients you put in your body and like exercise and stuff like that. And I think that is right, but I still feel like you're going to decay eventually. Like, you're not going to fucking live till you're 200.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's quitters talk.
Fuck you.
Put it on the board. I will be the man who is 300 years old. Not even 200. I'm going tricentennial, baby.
I'm
Eating
going
crackers.
tricentennial.
Eating crackers and toast.
Yes, sir.
It's all you
Bathing
need,
in
baby.
the sunlight.
It's all you need. Crackers and toast.
You
Hell
probably do get a whole lot less like shitty chemicals in your body from not eating like all the processed foods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I'm the picture of health.
A fucking JPEG and fucking picture.
Yes, sir. I gave up my third dimension to live longer.
I gave him my third dimension.
It was worth it.
Another thing to slide in here and talk about the reason for Roger playing the game and the reason we recorded the video yesterday. For all those of you who haven't heard, I don't know how you haven't, the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, has passed away. And how big were you guys like into Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z growing up?
I would watch, like, I had never watched it consistently. I would only like watch it when it came on TV. Of course, I was like random episodes, so I never really knew what was going on. But I wouldn't say I like really got into it until Roger got me into Xenoverse, and that's when I really started getting the Dragon Ball and stuff.
I'm infectious.
Infectious. Say some of my best memories of high school was staying up till like 3 a.m. playing Xenoverse with you guys.
My best and worst, because I hated that game. I hated it.
Yeah, you did.
I was so bad at it.
Oh, you should have seen yesterday with me and Roger playing.
Eventually, he will.
You know what? You're right.
I don't know.
Mr. I review all the footage before it goes out, and definitely put it in the descriptions before this one came out today.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out, Pinhead.
Listen, man, I got busy, and it slipped my mind.
Yep. I'm going to start sending them texts to you every morning. He's like, hey,
Do this.
fucking do your job.
Mr. D, how impactful was he in your life? Or was Dragon Ball a big thing in your life?
Dragon Ball was big in my life, but Dragon Ball Z never made a place in my heart. I just never really could get into it. I thought Dragon Ball was where it was at, so I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
The actual peak, Dragon Ball GT.
I
get
got you.
out.
GT's great. I remember.
You can take a grand tour out of this podcast.
Listen, man. Just because you didn't enjoy it doesn't mean it wasn't not good.
Some people enjoyed it, and they're allowed to enjoy it. It's not the peak of Dragon Ball. You say that again, you're out of here.
You keep talking to him like that, he's going to procrastinate even harder, and you ain't going to have fucking nobody doing the titles and descriptions, y'all, all right? He's going to fucking quit this podcast. He's not going to be a part of this group, and he's not going to listen to your bull crap anymore. He is done listening to that. You better listen here, bucko. He loves you very much.
I love him very much, too. That's why I got to save him from his trash opinion.
I love you, man.
I will say, I think GT is probably the most like I've watched out of any like series of Dragon Ball.
Of course it is.
That's criminal.
Just like how your favorite.
That's just
Batman
what was
movie,
on
Batman and
TV the
Robin.
most. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have a watch party, Nick. We gotta re-educate you.
That's why I didn't know anything, because all I watched, because all that came on TV was GT.
I tell you, that's the one thing I remember from Dragon Ball Z, like, the most was, like, the fucking abridged shit, because everybody that I was around when I was younger was literally fucking, like, quoting that shit, and I couldn't get away from it. I never got around to watching it, but I heard a lot of the quotes.
That's so good, man. That was a good.
That will be our second watch party.
My
Dragon Ball Z
dick.
abridged.
Why does he keep punching me in my dick?
The good old days. I miss it.
Do you guys-
Akira Toriyama's passing really affected me, especially with everything else that has been going on. As you guys know, a few weeks ago, my grandma passed away. And then another big part of my childhood, Akira Toriyama passes away. It's a little hard to deal with, especially because Dragon Ball is probably the thing that got me to connect with my brother. As you guys know, my brother has autism, so sometimes he doesn't really get things and he doesn't really understand people very well. But one of the things that really got us to bond was trying to like beat like these Dragon Ball games. We would spend hours and days, and we'd have people come over. We'd try to figure stuff out. I remember when we figured out that you can like charge your key in Budokai, because it never tells you anywhere in like the tutorials how to charge it, but you always see the CPUs doing it. And it's like, God, I want to do that. I want to charge up my Kamehameha. Why does Frieza keep doing this shit? It's very important to me.
Man, I didn't realize how much of an impact it really made in your life.
Yeah,
But
when I talk about Dragon Ball shit, man, it is from a deep place. Why is there a screaming monkey in the
I
background?
was really wondering the same thing, because that's not coming from my end, so I don't know which of you guys has a screaming monkey in the background and why.
That is a
Nick?
dog toy somewhere in the background. See, my little box never lit up, so I was really I didn't think it caught it, but apparently
Oh no, it caught it.
did.
It caught it.
Hey, it was a good transition from the dark and serious tones.
Yeah, seriously, none of us even had to do it. Ugh.
Squeaky tones.
You have some of the most interesting things out of all of us to talk about, Roger.
You
I
think
think
I'm like one of the world's most interesting men, and I'm so incredibly boring. It's painful.
I think that's a self thing. I think you tell yourself that, but we don't actually think that at all.
I don't go out and do anything, bud.
You're doing
know a
something
lot of
right
shit.
now.
Sitting
You're
in
hanging
my
out with your
office
buds. You're fucking recording a podcast for people to listen to. What you talking about?
for generations to come. They too could know that I spent way too much time looking at Dragon Ball stuff.
Please don't talk about it like that. Jesus Christ.
Brother, I know too much about Dragon Ball shit. There's a lot of obscure factoids and stuff.
Specifically, Rule 34.
No.
You act like we all don't have things and like that we just know way too much about it, or we spend way too much time in it. You're probably like you're probably the most knowledgeable person about your topic, though. I don't think any of us know any of our favorite things as well as you know Dragon Ball or Destiny.
Well, I'm saying, man. Oh, we can talk about Destiny. You want
Yeah,
to talk about Destiny?
I think we can talk about Destiny for like about 3 more hours.
I like Destiny. They recently changed the sandbox, so there's the competitive playlist and stuff is really nice. Don't leave me, Blake. Come back.
Well, would you look at the time? I gotta get
Would you look at that? Well,
I do wish we had like a raid group for Destiny.
This is what I mean. This is just what I remember from like my experiences in that game, and I don't know much about it. But I remember whenever we were like in high school, and like it would take you guys like fucking like what 4 or 5 hours to even like get through something like a raid or something like that.
Dude.
Yeah,
And that
'cause none
like
of us knew what we were doing.
is that why it took so long?
Yeah, We wouldn't look anything up beforehand, and they don't explain the puzzles. You have to figure them out.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I remember Tristan was like the only one that watched
Oh,
everything, so then he would like come in and like do everything.
Steamroll it.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that just unlocked many memories.
See, I don't know. Like Destiny 2 just didn't hold that same like feeling that Destiny 1 did. Which of course I joined the party late. I joined like 2 or 3 DLCs in because I didn't have internet until 2 or 3 DLCs in. But
Want to go play Destiny 1?
Oh my
I
god.
would gladly play Destiny 1.
Oh shit! Next video.
What even about it intrigues you, man? Is just like your thing that you picked up on and you just fucking like never put it back down. So now you feel like you have to keep playing it, even if it does get shitty, like you'll still be the biggest fanboy. Is like one of the things.
I mean, there is definitely like a note of like the sunken cost fallacy that I've spent so much time and energy in Destiny. I probably should see through it to the end, to whenever it eventually does stop receiving updates. But there was that big period of time when Destiny 2 came out. I didn't touch Destiny. I didn't care what was going on. I didn't play anything. I think it was just a few months after Year 1 came out, and I beat the campaign with Tyler. And I didn't come back to the game until Forsaken, and which was like the big like breath of fresh air into the game.
That's
And then even after that, I stopped playing for like the next 2 or 3 years and came back when they started doing the new subclasses and stuff.
I think that's what a lot of people came back.
Really, what it gets down into that there's not a single other shooter that's out there that I have played that feels as good to shoot guns than Destiny. It's just phenomenal. Even like 343, which has like some remnants of Bungie, they still don't have like a good shooter to me. Like Halo Infinite is fun and all, despite its drawbacks and stuff, but it doesn't feel nearly as snappy and fluid as Destiny 2 does to me.
Fair enough. I'm surprised, like you of all people, like with like your background of like the games you like to play. I'm surprised you're not into like Genshin Impact or like Honkai Star Rail or stuff like that.
It's because I, sir,
Sponsor us.
have a gambling problem.
So you stay away from it on purpose.
I've played gotchas before. I played Dragon Ball Legends, Dokkan Battle. I got so bit into Dokkan Battle that I both played the English and Japanese versions. That was fun.
Jesus
there
Christ!
were no English
man.
translations in the Japanese one, but the Japanese stuff got stuff sooner, so I wanted to play with it. I wanted to try gambling. I did the Fire Emblem one too.
I played that for a little bit. I didn't get super into it.
For something to like be called a gacha, is it just like does it have to have a mechanic of like being able to like gamble for like stuff in game? Is that like what it is? Okay.
A gacha is like those like toy machines in front of like in the like Kroger or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you put a quarter in, you get a little toy out. That's a gacha.
Gotcha.
You're looking for the special toy. By putting
Gotcha.
quarters in.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all over in Japan.
That kind of makes sense, to be honest. I don't know that I could see myself falling down a rabbit hole of that because it's so fucking rewarding when you like put money into something and you get something out of it in the game. I don't know. I don't know why it feels like that.
It's bad.
But
But it was like that with Yu-Gi-Oh for me. I would open packs
I don't even wanna talk
just to
about
get that hollow secret rare and shit. And it's just like I don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore because everyone else stopped playing.
do
But
you
still, I get that hankering every once in a while. I was like, man, that set's got a cool new Dark Magician card.
And that's whenever I get a
love
message.
Dark Magician.
do you boys have time for 2 more questions, or are we cutting it short? I don't,
Hit
I
us,
don't know.
boss.
Hit me.
Okay. Well, my number 4th question for the night, it's getting a little deeper as we go. So
4th.
we went from pizza to like a little bit more deep, you know what I'm saying? But Nick, I'll ask you first. No, what? No, Nick, I'm not going to ask you first. I'm going to ask Roger first because I have to ask you first. Yet.
The bait and switch.
This is actually a really interesting one for you. If you could travel through time, what time period would you visit and why? And the reason I think it's so interesting for you is because I really could not see you in any other time period than like now because of technology.
You think I couldn't live without it or something?
I mean, I just don't think you would have any other interests.
Like I would have to go back in time. That's the specific part, right? Of the
Yeah,
question.
you'd have to go back in time. Yeah.
No future traveling for me.
No.
Good. It's kind of a hard question because the further back in time you go, the more brutal humanity happens to be.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I would want to see what was so magical about the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
Everyone who's anyone who's old talks about the life in the 60s and 70s and how wonderful it was and terrible it was for all the wars and death, but also weed.
I think you just found out the reason why it was so great.
And cocaine in your sodas.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Little party drugs thrown into there.
Maybe that's what the rose tinted glasses are. It's just drugs.
Yep.
Lots of drugs.
I think that's when things really changed, though. I think there was a lot of discoveries during that time, and it just felt really magical because we were coming into like a new era of time. You know what I'm saying? It was leading to now.
It would be so cool to see
The rise of
NASA
big pharma
stuff.
companies.
Thanks for putting such a negative spin on it. I just really want to see rockets go into space, man.
Jesus Christ.
Big pharma.
I think I'm gonna ask. Well, obviously, you know the question, but Nick, what's your answer? And I think predicting you're gonna want to be a cowboy, but that's just me.
He's gonna be a cowboy, baby.
If it wasn't for the disease and all that stuff during that time period, probably. But I think I would go back to like the dinosaur age. I'd really like to see dinosaurs in real life.
The
Brother,
disease is
what?
what you're worried about?
Brother, what?
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Listen, man. If I had to choose between tuberculosis or getting my head bitten off,
Tuberculosis?
listen.
Just fighting a T-Rex.
Yeah, if I had to choose, getting my head bit off by a T-Rex or tuberculosis, I'm going to choose the T-Rex. All right.
Which big T do you want to get done in by?
Exactly. I'm going to choose the bigger T.
Oh, Jesus.
That was good.
That wasn't what I was expecting, but that's interesting.
But it's the most Nick answer I've ever heard.
Oh my god, tuberculosis.
Nick's greatest fear.
I think
shame.
diseases
You can't
are a
mess
little
around
bit
with
more
those.
scary than something like coming at you like a dinosaur or something like that. Because, just kind of, you don't really
you just have
get
to
to
sit
see
there
what's
and
killing
suffer.
you. Yeah, you're
like,
slowly
there's no
deteriorating.
cures back then. There's nothing that they could do to help you back then. So you just sit there and slowly die and choke on your own blood and die.
I mean,
you're still planning to die. You're still planning to get eaten in some way.
Well, I mean, if I had to choose between a quick death or a slow death, I'm gonna choose a quick death.
That's fair.
I mean, you can just fucking jump off a cliff once you figure out you have a disease.
Where's the fun?
Well,
not gonna
that's what do you mean? That's a horrible fucking turn to it. What, you just told somebody to
Where's the
fucking
fun
die if
in
they have a
that?
disease?
It's not any worse than being eaten alive, really.
Well, I mean, I at least have a fighting chance. I can run.
You are not having a fighting chance with a T-Rex.
I can bring back caveman times and crafts. We'll make it art. We'll turn it into
Brother.
art.
You were getting bludgeoned in its first fucking
Brother,
sight.
brother, I swear, you will not be able to oonga boonga your way out of any of that.
Brother, I can ooga booga my way out of anything.
Yeah, you ooga booga your way through this fucking podcast.
That's right. I do it all the time. I ooga booga through everything.
Somehow, Nick returned.
That's right.
What about you, Blake?
I would say probably because of a show that I'm watching right now, the Edo period in Japan. Because samurai are cool.
What's
Fair
that?
enough.
Oh, I think I know what show you're talking about.
Samurai
Shogun.
Jack.
Yeah, Shogun. That's what it is.
It is phenomenal. So either the Edo period in Japan, just because, like I said, of me watching the show right now, I would also like to see Rome during its heyday. I would like to see what that's like.
Rome would be great.
like
I don't
one of
know
the-
how
pretty
great Edo would be. Edo Japan.
Yeah,
They don't like foreigners, and I don't think you'd really blend in.
That's not entirely true because some of them were pretty buddy with the Portuguese because they were the only way to trade during that time period.
Yes, the ultimate leveler there. Money.
I'll just bring money. It'll be okay.
Look at all these cool spices I brought with me. We're cool, right?
Sounds like a bunch of white boy talk there.
Give them merch.
I'm gonna give the shogun of Japan during that period. Like, hey, you ever heard of salt? Here you go.
And then his guards promptly kill you for trying to hand something to the emperor.
Yep. What about you,
My,
Mr. D? What's yours? What's your answer?
Oh fuck! I forgot about myself. Jesus Christ! Look at that.
Yeah, you've been doing that quite a bit.
Yeah,
can't
I
be
mean, I
doing that,
don't know.
man. Can't be doing that.
Probably back whenever there was like kingdoms and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like way back. I don't know what year that was. Was that even a thing? Is that a fucking mythical thing?
You gotta specify
Kingdoms
kingdoms.
never existed. It was all a lie that we told you when you were young.
Are you
Like,
fucking with me?
like everybody, we're all in a group lie just against you.
Please just stop fucking with me right now.
He's scared because he believes it.
I don't know. I think it would be really cool to like be alive back then. Can see what kind of stuff was going on because I feel like a lot of like our past, especially that far back, is kind of a lie. I think there's not really a whole lot of like solid proof to tell us exactly what happened back then. Actually, instead of that, I think I want to go with like whenever the fucking like pyramids were built because I really want to put that fucking theory to rest. I want to see if people were actually lifting those big ass rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're lifting those big ass rocks, I'm like, fuck yeah, guys.
He wants to know if aliens actually did it or not.
What if you went back then and you saw a fucking UFO lifting a goddamn rock on top of a pyramid? Like, what would you do? You'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Can't really do
Grow
much
my
else.
hair out
See,
and then
here's
all
the
this
thing.
wavy, cool, crazy shit, and then I'll do a documentary on History Channel.
There you go.
There you go.
Here's the thing about you though, Dylan. I feel like, if we all like were able to come back, to our current time period, we discuss like what we saw, you would gaslight us into believing that there was aliens regardless if there was or not.
100%.
That's
You didn't
exactly
actually
what you
go
would
back
do.
in time at all.
Yeah.
You just went down to like the 7-Eleven.
It'd be like one of those situations like we're all sitting on the couch together and then like we all disappear to like our different like eras and Dylan's just still sitting there and then we come back, Nick's a cowboy, Roger, you got on hippie gear, I have on samurai gear, and Dylan's just still sitting there.
Some basketball shorts and a tank top.
with his 5-hour energy and 4 loco.
Guys, you'll never believe what they had in Egypt.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, what's your last question there?
My last question. I'll ask Blake this first since I went around the table. Where do you want to be in 10 years, and what do you have to accomplish to make it feel like you haven't wasted your time?
Oh, dude, the most dreaded question of any interview.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were going this deep. It's like should I be wearing like a suit and tie in this conversation?
Well, no, I'm just saying like it doesn't have to be like a career or anything. It can be anything at all.
This will be on the test. This is to determine your future career as our editor.
What I would like is to hopefully by that point have a family started. I would really like to be in a place career-wise where I'm either doing stuff like this full time. That would be preferred. That would be like the end goal and would be fantastic. Or just be in a position where I am working for a company that I really like or have my own business. So something like that. Just be in a good place like that. Hopefully with this stuff, hopefully being the full-time gig.
Hell yeah.
It will be the full-time gig.
There you go. That's the fucking spirit, man. Hell yeah. Roger. How about you, brother?
Well, in 10 years, I hope that gas just dissipates and I don't have to smell it anymore.
Roger, we both know it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's staying. It's just like a lingering stench for the rest
It's
of
gonna
my
get
life.
way worse with a dad bod, let me tell you. Those fucking shit smell horrible.
Womp.
But me in 10 years, it's going to sound incredibly, like, shallow, but also, like, completely predictable since you guys know me so well.
Yeah.
I want to make enough money that I just don't fucking care about how much money I make anymore.
Huh.
I'm just at a point where it's just like, yeah, I could spend it, I could not. I don't really care. I'm set. I don't have to worry about it. I'm good because I constantly worry about that shit. With my fucking spreadsheets and budget planning and
Money stressful.
bargain hunting and shit.
Well-
I just want to be able to like point at something that I want and say, I want it, and it will not kill me if I actually go get it.
I actually have 2 questions for you from that.
Oh, dude, shoot.
Well, first one, why are your eyebrows on top of your hair? I just noticed that and it's really fucking bothering me.
Is
The
it?
second
Oh,
question, second question, if you didn't have to worry about money anymore and you could like, do whatever you want to do, like with that time that you could like ease your mind, where do you think it would go? What do you think you'd put that time into?
Okay, answer to the first question. It's an animation style choice that kind of gives the illusion that you can see through my hair a little bit, as you normally do if it was in real life. And second question, I've never really put that much thought into it. I'm a pretty wishy-washy guy when it comes to what I devote myself to. It's just mostly if I decide to take care of something or I want it or I do something, I pour my heart and soul into it. I'm a hardworking person. I'm an annoyingly hardworking person because it annoys me when people aren't. And I get stressed out. And you guys have heard my rants about like when I worked at the call center from way back about the kinds of people that I had to work with because...
That's why you called out Nick.
That's why I called out Nick. He worked at the call center with me. And it's all coming out here right now. This is just the podcast is really just a big therapy session for me, so I could just talk shit about you in a guilt-free scenario. Nick, I love you, by the way. You're one of my best friends, and I love you very much.
I love you too, buddy.
That's really cute.
So, the answer everybody wants to know, Nick, what's your question? What's your answer to this question?
What's your question?
Yeah, what's your question?
What's my question?
If you had a question, what would it be?
I think mine's pretty obvious. I would like to be able to do music full time. I'd like to, be doing tours and, performing, my music in front of, a crowd of hundreds of people, people that want to be there to listen to my music that, that I know have brought joy to their lives and, have created memories for them and, whatever my music means to them, just, they enjoy it and that's what matters to me. I would just like to be able to have that experience and be at that, kind of level of professional musician stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Respectable.
Be a rock star.
Hell yeah, brother.
What about you, Mr. D? Where do you want to be in 10 years?
I like how you're the one who asked me these questions because I could totally get out of it if you weren't here.
I asked you a couple.
I've been waiting in case Nick forgets. I'm not letting you get away from this.
I'm gonna wiggle out of this. In 10 years, I don't care like what I'm going to be doing necessarily. I have a lot of passions and I really care about that. But I just want to be in a spot that I can enjoy my career I'm in with my friends. I don't want to work for a big company that doesn't really care about you or doesn't really like care about the time that you put in there. I want to put my time into something that like we can look back and our kids can look back and we can be proud of, like, we did that. I'm really proud of that. And they also want to, fucking money, right? Who doesn't want some money? You know what I'm saying? You know how much
I
fucking
vibe
Taco
with
Bell you can get with $500?
Dude,
A lot
a
of fucking
lot.
Taco Bell.
Well, I don't know. In this economy nowadays, it's not a lot.
Infinite cinnamon twists, buddy. Infinite cinnamon twists.
But yeah, also, I never want to fucking have to cook food again. I want to eat fast food every night of my life. I'm gonna get
Really,
so
fast
fucking.
food? With all your
Yeah.
wealth and power, you stop at fast food?
When
Yeah.
you could just order a private chef just to cook you these perfect meals every night.
That's too goddamn fancy. All right, I'm
Well, you could
totally.
at least DoorDash a nice restaurant.
I can DoorDash McDonald's too. You know what I'm saying? And they don't discriminate. They like all the restaurants. They don't. You got to have a fancy restaurant for that. Why are you all looking at me like I'm disgusting? Okay, we all like different things. Roger likes toast. Nick likes fucking weird shit. And Blake likes chicken.
I
All
like
right.
toast.
Why am I always the guy that's like, oh, you like weird shit? Just because I have a couple different opinions doesn't mean, I like all the weird stuff.
Doesn't mean I'm the weird guy.
Yeah.
Roger, why don't you
know,
have
I've
a
seen these
toaster?
thumbnails that we've had to create with you in it.
Why don't
You
you have a
definitely look
toaster?
like the weird guy in this group.
Why don't you have a toaster that like makes toast with like art on it at this point? Like you eat toast so much, like that would be something you would get, and I don't know why you don't have it yet. It's really
Because
bothering
I'm
me.
cheap. If it wasn't for my mother, I would have a $5 toaster. There you go.
The short and simple answer.
Yeah, I'm cheap. That's usually what it is. Why won't you have this? Why are you still using a monitor from 2006? It's because I'm cheap and it works.
Are you guys pleased with my answer? Are we good?
No, not pleased.
No.
It
pleased
was
at all.
good, buddy.
I
I'm
was
on probation
I was fine with it until you said you wanted fast food every night.
Yeah.
A man likes what a man likes. All right. I don't give a fuck.
How could
If I
What he
like
likes
something-
is for his left ventricle to just slam shut.
You know, balls look like little pebbles. You know, they actually look like little pebbles.
And we have hit over our hour for today. Thank you all coming to the Mr. D's family, whatever hour we are.
The happy hour, bro.
Whatever
The
hour.
Christian youth group.
Listen, at the beginning of it, it was the family hour. It's been the happy hour. I don't even know anymore.
It's
Nick,
been the hour.
it has indeed been the hour of all time.
I felt so many mixed emotions this hour. like,
Nick,
this
I
was
am-
gonna
I think this
happen.
has like been like my most like roller coastery.
We fucking jumped like all
episode.
over the goddamn place, like bad. Like I never even
You know
knew
what
what was
that
gonna happen
means?
next.
You know what that means? It was a good episode.
It was a great
Okay, Nick.
episode. Nick, take us out,
If you
buddy.
tell me what to do one more goddamn
Can you
time,
please?
I swear
He's
to
gonna
God,
throw
I'm
away his
gonna
lucky
throw
underwear.
you. I'm gonna
Please.
throw you in the same pit
Can you-
as the IRS and
would
the
you-
FBI and government and
Would
whatever
you-
freaking
would
Fed
you-
boy.
Would you
It's a
mind?
big pit.
Everybody, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, remember, you're nobody till somebody loves you. And that somebody is me. I love you. Good night. Oh, I can't get my camera back on.
Do you find yourself under the weight? You're just wishing you could clean the slate, like you're tumbling and you won't slow down. Do you feel like all you do is wait, and you're helpless in the hands of fate, like you lost your way and can't be found? But did you know you shine and I'm falling for the way you smile? You're gonna take the fight now, punch the lights out, 'cause you're a champion, you are,
I love you, Roger. Jesus Christ.
you are.